Gotta unravel my snack.
Good. Get ready, because I'm about to give you some fucking knowledge. All right, so what we were talking about beforehand, before we got on, we were talking about, moving, having to get a place, all the responsibility that comes with that, whatever, when you're trying to make a move and shit. And, it's tough to do the things that we want to do. Oh, boy, you good? Yep. Yeah. And given our radius, how the small whatever there might be of an industry that's here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And although, you know what I'm saying, there are some people here, when people work together, I think the issue that lies is that people rely too much on collaborators and, you know what I'm saying, people around them to try and get to where they need to go.
Motivation. Or
sure.
But
I think that's the only thing that you really need from that. If you have, and that's why I was saying, if I'm going somewhere, you're going somewhere, someone else is going somewhere, that doesn't mean it's still doing it. It's just the noise or whatever. But people are still going to be able to do their own shit. They don't have to do everything together. And that was the whole thing that I was kind of starting to get at earlier, in that I feel like people obviously have their talents and they know what they're good at, and they think, okay, well, I'm good at these things. I'm going to rely on other people to do these other things. And I think that can be detrimental, because if you could teach yourself to do other things, then you almost don't have to rely on other people to do those things for you. And then you're not just creating these relationships that you're not really taking stock in, because you're just trying to get something from somebody, sort of thing. And I think if people were more focused on themselves when it came to collaborating with other people, they might learn a thing or two from it, but they're just comparing and contrasting ideas in terms of what they both are doing. Both of those people have done the research, have done the things that they have to do, and now they're coming together with that gained knowledge, instead of one guy going, well, I know how to do this, but I need help doing this. And the other guy going, well, I don't know how to do that first thing, but I can help you with that second thing. And then they're both misinterpreting an entire responsibility, because they don't understand what's going on there. And I think that's where rifts happen. I think that's where people, will link up and they'll fucking work on something. Mm-hmm. And then, it won't really go anywhere. And then they'll ask to work with them again, and they'll be like, oh, I'm busy, sort of thing. There's there doesn't need to be transparency there, because there's not a real relationship. It's all, you're thinking of it from a completely, professional perspective, because that's how it started, which is understandable. I'm not saying that it's an wrong thing to do. You're a piece of shit if you do those things, because some people would feel that way. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you just are transparent about those things, and you have your back seat covered, and you don't have to worry about, something that you don't know how to do, you can just do your own thing and then work with another person if the opportunity arises. Mm-hmm. Those are the fucking relationships that make it. Those are the ones that blow up and go places. Now,
I gotta, because you started with something.
Mm-hmm.
What does that have to do with what you started with, the location stuff? And also have a comment on the location thing. You said a statement about what'd you say? You can't, somebody rewind and transcript. You said, what did you say?
Basically that can I go to the first thing and keep going?
In? Yeah.
So the first thing, what I'm getting to about the location is if people move to a place and they completely rely on each other, that's the last option. Okay, I've done my thing here.
So people
it's
from
not
the
working.
Same place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are moving to a place, and they're both relying on those little things, because that's almost like the last step. You make your bag, you do your thing, you find out what your gauge is in your area in terms of what you can get done, and then what you've gotten done, you go to the next step, and that's either trying to get in somewhere or moving from your area and doing something else. The problem that arises with that, and this is the make or break for people in our position, because we're in our late 20s, we're starting to get into shit. It's either going to be, you're going to start seeing stuff from us in the next 5 years, or we're not going to be doing it.
Yeah.
Because that's the time that we have. So that being said, once you make that decision, you got to be completely in your own bag and about your own shit. And that was my biggest problem when I graduated college. This is where the lesson comes in, because I learned this and I had harbored, this, not really like a resentment, but like this depression in terms of like, oh, I couldn't make it out in this place. I couldn't go to this place with these people because, I wasn't in my bag as much as they were. They had already put in this work. I didn't put in enough work for myself. I fucked up. I'm a piece of shit. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this type of shit. But what I learned was like, obviously those people were putting in the work and doing their shit, but why the fuck am I even thinking about doing shit with them when I go there? I should be thinking about what I'm going to do for myself, not what I'm going to do collaborating with those people.
Or to kind of
add to it.
Disagree.
Okay, let me hear it.
Or they have the experience you don't. It'll be very worthwhile to go with them, even if you yourself don't have anything. Like we were just talking about. Well, I said it. People around you are motivation.
Facts.
The good people around you should be, at least if you're lacking in areas and you have friends that are, good in areas, that's, yeah.
And I think what people, and you're totally 1,000% right. I just think what I didn't do when I was young and what I've noticed other people do when I was younger and why people kind of teeter out and why I was worried about teetering out was I wasn't looking at that person that I didn't know, that I had just met, and I could do these things. I didn't see what they were doing and try to learn from it. I thought to the next step, which was, okay, I want to do this thing. I need help in this area. I can probably just get this guy to do it if I can pay them enough and this is, I'm not, it's guy or girl. I don't mean, I mean guy as in like a gender neutral term. But like, I think it's like you said, it should be, I should look into it more, or people should. I've learned these things, but people should look into more the motivation from it and be able to learn from it. And you're right, harbor better relationships from it as opposed to just getting to that, that next step. And then I do think though, like the move is almost like, okay, it's now or never sort of thing. Like if you're going to do something, like it could be like, I mean, knock on wood, if a pilot that was potentially shot that I may be in or may not have been in does get picked up, that's like a big move. That's a thing I got to jump into and go into and do and 1,000% dedicate my life to. Yeah. And then from that point, I have to make different moves based on what I plan to do now on it's not getting picked up. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing. But, I do think that these are things that I like to talk about just because, like, I do feel like I've always been late to shit. Like, I'm always, like, because I know people that are in Chicago right now that work for a pretty dope fucking company that do really cool shit. And I know another guy who works with another company there that I didn't know about beforehand, but now is really fucking cool. And they're, they're doing these things. And I think about how they got into them and where I was lacking. And, it all kind of goes back to, relying on social interaction and things like that.
I've always felt late as well.
Yeah.
But it's my fault. Like, I kind of know the whole reason why I'm late. And I feel like it literally, I probably have told you this before, but I literally have a fear of fear. Or failure. Not fear. Mm-hmm. I have a fear of failure.
What does failure bring? What does that mean to you?
Well,
like what is that? What a part of that is
great.
Are you afraid of?
That's the fucked up thing about me. Failure is great, and I know that you don't learn unless you fail.
Exactly.
But bro, something about me, I don't even like. I don't know. I feel like I've stalled. Like, yeah, I'm 25. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I've stalled my life because of that.
Yeah.
And knowing it, which is even more like damning. Like, that really sucks if you know it. Like, because most people probably don't know.
Exactly.
And are just like, dang, why am I, you know what I'm saying? But for me to, like, know what it is and why I am where I am, it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you have an idea.
Self-sabotaging.
Well, I think it's harder Let me ask you a question. Is it harder being in the situation you're in, where you're at, and not having a frame of reference of, okay, yeah, I failed in this regard, but that means that I learned this, and now I can go and do this next thing. I know what that next step is, where we don't really have that here. And I feel like people don't have that. Like a frame of reference to like what that failure means. Like because like we might know what needs to be done in order to be successful in like filmmaking or like music or whatever, but like we're not around the corner from artists that we hear on the radio.
But do you need to be in 2022?
But if
that's what I was gonna disagree with you. You opened up with
that's always been a conversation.
How you can't do anything, depending on where you are radius wise.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people will disagree with you on that, bro.
But you know what the answer to that disagreement is?
What?
You have to do what you were doing in that other place from your computer. That you need to be social as fuck on the internet. You need to have hella fucking connects on the internet to get to the viewership that you're at, living in a place where there is no entertainment industry.
What do you think's harder, in-person networking or online?
For me, I think it's a personal thing. I think there's a reason Timothée Chalamet wasn't a Twitch streamer before he became an actor. He literally was in New York in plays, acting and shit all the fucking time. If a kid from Kalamazoo really wanted to do acting and plays and do all this shit all the time, but didn't want to move to New York, had no place in wanting to do that and wanted to stay here, they would do the internet shit. They would make shit and just put it on the internet, but they would also have to be fucking bothering people all the time. Texting.
And wanting to land somewhere else. Yep. So, okay, I guess your point is kind of valid, but
even if they didn't want to move, like if they did want to stay here, I do like that argument. Like, they do have to go places. You have to go somewhere and then come back. You can't just be doing your shit self-sufficient in this area unless you're cool with making $20,000 a year, maybe.
And working a regular job.
Same
with like independent music. Exactly. Like even if you live in let's name a random. Well, a Kalamazoo, Michigan, and you want to do music. Like, yeah, you can do it all from the computer, but touring though, you do have to leave. But you can stay, but you have to And when I know indie bands from here that toured.
Yeah. And when you leave, you better have an agent who's looking for people to see you so that you can try and get your shit playing somewhere else. Because that's how they fucking did it back then, and that's how they got to do it now. Just like with you sending shit online. You send it to blogs and people that might post your shit. And if you know somebody who knows somebody that works at the blog, you got a better chance of getting your shit up. Literally, you look at like a dude like Tim the Tatman, like a YouTuber. He literally just streams him playing video games. This guy was working a full-time job. He was a social worker. And he lived in a place that wasn't like popping. I don't remember where exactly he lived, but it wasn't a place that was popping. He literally built an internet community with friends playing video games to then get people to watch him playing video games. It's not like these, and like this is the thing, you look at streamers now, people that are trying to become up-and-coming streamers. People think, oh, the market's too saturated, you can't do it. No, you have to just be the market.
And
join.
And more than join, they never talk about, it looks like it's saturating the market, but most of those numbers are people that do a podcast and maybe stop, kind of like we did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just stop and don't do it ever again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's adding on to the millions. Yeah, there's millions of podcasters, but the ones people, I guess, will listen to in the future are the ones that are still on and have a hit. That's how, like, Joe Rogan fucking got big. He was on like what, episode 200 or 300 or something when people like
started watching.
Yeah.
And it was like dude was literally in like a garage with some shitty HDV cameras, in the worst spots. They were doing live stream type, shitty quality videos before, for 100 episodes. So they did like one a week. So that's 100 weeks. And then after that, they bumped it up and got a studio and started doing real shit with it because they could figure out how to get into the market by talking to people, being fucking comedians, and being out and about. Out and about.
Crazy though? I ain't listened to no Joe Rogan since that shit. I ain't think it would affect me. It affected me.
Yeah, man, it's fucked up.
I think it
I don't want to listen to it.
And that's crazy. I listen to it like almost every other day. But and like I said the other week, I knew he said that before. I know Louis C.K. said that before. I know Ricky Gervais has said that before. Like,
So what?
fucking
Oh,
George
the
Carlin
N-word, yeah.
has said that before. Like,
Right.
on
But it was
stage.
the use. It's the use, man. It's so bad.
Yeah, and it's
Everything
not,
that he
and
said
it's
was
not
so
on
bad.
stage.
You know.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah, you can't use the shield as a comedian at that point. Kind of like Shane Gillis. If
Yeah.
anybody don't know who that is.
Yeah.
That's the guy who
Well,
got
I'm sure anybody.
fired from SNL.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the same thing. Maybe if he was on stage, he would have got, and it was in a joke. But podcasting and stand up are two separate things.
Well, it's also just like
it's a statement when you're saying it on the podcast.
it's
Kinda.
literally if it's not funny, it'll make or break you, dude. Like
Yeah.
if it's funny, like think about Carlin. If he did say it and like Brennan said it, and people thought it was funny, people laughed at it. That's the difference.
Yeah, he said, yeah.
If it's funny, it's different. If
But
it's
the thing
not
is-
funny,
but
it
Joe
looks
never
way
said
worse.
He was making a joke. That's what's even crazy.
That's
He
worse.
was just podcasting.
That's worse.
He was just speaking.
But if you hear
in
it, it's like he's
conversation.
kind of trying to make a joke, but it wasn't a funny joke, and
Yeah.
it wasn't delivered like a joke. It was like, yeah, it's bad. It's not good. It's tough. It's just fucking crazy. Like, it worked. Like the reason that came to light, because we've known about this for years. Like we said, we talked about it in the pod. It was like, we've known, we've been said this, we've been talked about this. We know somebody who's literally online all the time being like, yeah, fuck him.
And I
this.
used to listen to Opie and Anthony.
And
says,
yeah.
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 I listen to a lot of white people who say nigga.
Yeah.
It's
And then you're
crazy.
like, I'm not fucking with that. I remember you were talking to me about Come Town and you were like, I can't get with that shit. And I was just like, well, I mean, I can get why you can't get with the podcast, but with that shit, it sounds like sometimes you're with it. But it sounds like because of Opie and Anthony, it's because Patrice was there. Like Patrice was
Yeah,
the one who was
usually-
doing it, that was starting
I hear
it.
a white comedian say it, there's a black person in the room.
Yeah.
And then the black person laughs, which eases me. It shouldn't ease me, but it eases me.
Well, it's also like you know that
like, okay.
it's Patrice, and it's not a guy who's gonna just sit there if it's not funny and it just sounds racist and not say something.
Yeah.
Like he'll say something. So like it's
But yo,
with two white guys or three white guys, it's worse.
after this,
so
I
worse.
gotta show you because the opposite of that is having Paul Mooney on Opie and Anthony.
Did they have Paul Mooney on Opie?
Yes.
Oh, that's lit.
And him like, y'all racist as hell.
Oh
I
yeah.
listen to y'all shit. Like just grilling them.
I listen.
Just grilling them for the whole interview.
I've listened to you racist motherfuckers.
It's like, oh my god.
No, I'm privy.
It's like
I'm privy to
It's
it.
like they would never say it in front of him.
Oh, I bet they shriveled up when he walked in the room. He's the god,
Yeah.
dude. He'll light that whole fucking room on fire. Those guys think they're hot shit, bro. I would be not like terrified of Paul Mooney. God bless, bro. Rest in peace. Literally probably top 3 greatest comics of all time. Comic writers, comedic stand-up, people, just the GOAT. Like his personality was goated, most unique, just absolutely hilarious. Could turn a room upside down type shit. And like, it's funny because like, you know, Opie and Anthony were like the hot shot fuck you guys.
Yeah.
And like, dude, I would love to listen to that because I
Yeah, I
bet
gotta
they
show
were
you that.
fucking stuttering,
Yeah.
looking stupid. Yeah. And it's like, I give them props during some you know moments when I've listened to their show where they like get like some dipshit on that thinks they know shit and they fucking flame them. Yeah, but
Yeah.
fuck you compared to Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney will kill your ass. Did Paul Mooney and Patrice ever like were they ever like seen together, talked on camera together? Did they do a comedy show like you know how like Def Jam would do like a rotation of comics? Did they ever
might have been
do
on the
something like
same
that?
Show together. See, I gotta look
Because he did Def Jam.
I gotta start paying attention to stand up again, bro. Too.
Yeah, I watched Aziz's shit the other day and it was phenomenal.
You liked it?
Yes.
Bro, you
Yes.
Do you see what I gave it?
No, I didn't. You just told me, did you watch it? And I was like, no. And you're like, watch it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Bro, that shit was trash.
I loved
bro.
it. I loved it. It was just,
Interesting.
I like that it was short. It was literally a comic
30
spot. Just showed up, did his thing, and left. Like the nuance of that, like obviously you know, if you try to like rank that amongst specials that you know he's done that are hour long, you know, bigger kind of like thought out things. It's like, yeah, sure, these shows back in the day were much better, but they don't fucking do those anymore. Yeah. Any hour-long special is shit now. Any comic, almost any comic that does an hour special, it's not going to be that great. I've seen 2 maybe that were decent recently in the past like 5 years. And like those and
Yeah.
And y'all didn't fucking watch them.
Right.
Y'all didn't fucking watch them.
I got to see it.
So,
I still got to see it.
yeah. But that being said, and I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying, be the fucking whistleblower type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, it doesn't matter. Like, I know people are pieces of shit.
Look,
I'm not giving them credit. I'm not even saying their fucking names. But it's just a fact.
Look,
their shit was funnier than motherfuckers that was putting shit out.
You trying to escape from this Aziz shit, though, and this shit trash.
But I like
look,
that.
Hold on. This is his second time in a row doing Aziz Ansari as Dave Chappelle routine.
I see what you're saying.
And that's not the one reason I like the jokes, bro. Ain't no. Well, look, man. I don't know. I ain't gonna say all that. I
get what you're saying about the jokes because they are topical. We'll say that. But like he made them but that's the thing. He won me over in terms of like me being like, oh great, he's talking about this, and then I laughed because I didn't know the punchline was gonna be that silly, and that I love silly. I love silly. So, and that's why I liked Chappelle a lot too, because he would be so serious and then be silly at the end, and I love that. And like, and you know, literally last episode was fuck Dave Chappelle, I'm pretty sure, but like, goated. It is one of the goated comedians. Can't say he's not. Go fuck yourself. You don't like comedy. It is, you know what I'm saying? You don't like comedy. Just say you don't like comedy. But like, you know, as far as like Aziz doing a 30-minute, little spot, I liked the nuance of it and seeing that, and it was the same reason I liked the Tells thing that he did with old boy, the roaster. What was his name?
Jeff Ross.
Yeah, the two mics.
Was it Jeff Ross?
I think it was Jeff Ross. And they did the 3 shows.
So good.
Amazing.
I got to rewatch those.
Amazing. Because that's how Attell shines. Attell shines at the fucking clubs.
And they're straight improv shows.
Yes.
It's crowd work.
And he's doing the best fucking... Bro, I'm getting chills thinking about how funny these fucking jokes were. When did that come out? Like 19?
That came out before the pandemic.
Yeah, right before.
No pandemic jokes.
Whoa. I need water, bro. I need a water. Yeah. Can I please just hit your water? I won't even touch it with my lips.
That shit cold.
Yes.
That shit cold as hell.
Yes.
Water break, guys.
I haven't even opened it yet. That was just me sucking cock. Hold on. I can't. Can you open this? Because I have to hold the mic, remember? Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, you get a little taste too. Nice and crisp. Purified. Yep, the goat.
Amazing water. Amazing water. Is that purified or
purified, BPA free packaging?
Shit. Now people know I drink purified water. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, so what's up with that debate between... Oh, you like the spring more?
Yeah, it's better water. It's from a spring, my guy. That's made from a lab. That purified shit. I
cracked it a couple times, but
yeah, you're
right. It is lab, but it's good, bro. The taste of purified water is so good compared to spring water.
Yeah, because it's like...
Spring water tastes like it got plastic in it or some shit. It tastes like it got something in it that doesn't refresh me. And I feel like purified water stays cold longer.
Yeah.
That's a stupid thing to think, but my body agrees with me. But that I've always been pro purified water. Yeah, Tanner don't like it.
I've either been though I do like lab created waters though, because I like spring, which is natural, but distilled water, amazing.
You know what else is really
purified. Good? It's purified times 3.
You know what's really good?
What up?
Mineral water.
That's what purified. They add the minerals in and shit like that. But it got minerals in the spring.
Yeah, but it's like fish piss and rocks. It's not like the good minerals that you want to know about. Like but you ain't gonna get the flu as easy if you drink spring water. But that's nasty, bro. Have you ever been in a river fishing?
Nah, man. But my freaking coworker, she like 40, bro. She want to bone me, bro, but she keeps talking about.
She want to take you on a fishing trip.
She keeps talking. I fly fish or something like that. Whatever the fuck that is. You know what that is?
She want to fuck you and your waders.
She just like, yeah, she's like I guess you teach people how to. Bro, she might hear this. It's crazy. She teach people how to, like fish, bro.
Okay.
And shit like that, yeah. But yeah, she do that shit all the time. She always talking about it. It sounds fun. I've never done it.
Yeah.
I'm scared of. I think I'm scared of rivers. Rivers.
It's scary. It is scary.
Aren't they usually enclosed?
Between
land. They seem just very. I don't know.
What do you mean enclosed?
And they just feel they're dirtier. You know.
What I'm saying?
I like private lakes with sand. You know what I'm saying? No
Yeah.
seaweeds and.
I think
If
the
you fell in the
whole-
river, bro. Ugh.
Well,
Oh God.
yeah, like any normal river, like a river that's just like in the city or like in the
God.
burbs, you know, that shit is gonna be disgusting. People are just tossing shit in there.
Yeah.
Fishing pole or not fishing poles, fucking shopping carts, fucking
Dead
poop,
old ladies.
just diapers, like dead old ladies, dead pets. They're just chucking
Bro.
dead pets, prom babies, you know,
I think our
all
sewer
types of
system-
shit. Yes.
sewer- yeah.
It's all like dead old ladies and shopping carts in the Kalamazoo River.
Oh my God.
But in like if you go out in the way out up north where they're regulated, so like they're like dams in between where the water is like, you know, cleaned and like whatever taken care of, like all the shit
Right.
gets taken out, and then they literally breed fish at the head of the river so that they can keep the ecosystem going, because that's people have to fucking do that.
Yeah.
That all this nature shit,
Hatcheries, fish hatcheries.
bro. We
and
have
shit,
to do
yeah.
that shit.
Bro,
So
that's
like
why I gotta go to one of those. I gotta do an edible and just go to a fish hatchery.
that water is dirty in a whole nother way.
What
You know, we were
water?
talking about old ladies and
Which
shopping
one?
carts. The fish water. So that
Oh.
shit it's probably quote unquote cleaner because it doesn't have man-made bullshit in it.
Right.
But the fish are pissing and shitting in that
Oh,
water.
yeah.
It's muddy. It's mucky. Fucking shit comes up at the top of it. Like it doesn't. It looks worse than the river does.
You ever have fish?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bro, I had to flush one.
From
of
the
mine.
river?
I didn't like how.
You flushed your food.
Yeah.
You didn't just put it in the garbage can.
What, the fish? No, I flushed the fish. It was alive. I was like, no
Whoa,
more.
whoa, whoa,
I was like,
whoa,
no
whoa, whoa.
more. He's alive, probably still.
A
I was just
live
like,
fish where? So you caught a fish, you were gonna
no,
eat it?
I had a pet fish.
I've never eaten a pet fish.
No, I
Jake.
didn't say eat.
Oh, okay.
Had a fish.
Got you. When you said had, I thought you meant like, did I eat
You've
like
eaten
your-
fish before?
so many fish? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought you meant like a pet fish.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
ever had a pet fish?
I did have a
And
pet
I said
fish.
I flushed that. I had to
I did.
flush him.
I had to as well.
But he didn't die though. I like. I was tired of him.
Yeah.
It was shitting. Yeah, like you just said, shit.
You gotta
and
clean
shit.
the
I didn't
pot
like
or
how
whatever?
it looked. I said no.
I'm not a fish guy. Well, I like fishing and eating fish, but I'm not an aquarium at my fucking house. That's weird to me. Aquariums are also just like, isn't that fucked up? Shouldn't they be in the ocean? Why don't I go to the ocean and look at the fish? Because I've done that several times, and it's cool.
Seems like slavery to me, brother.
Looks like it. Zoos are also bad. Don't go to the fucking zoo.
Bro, that's so.
It's bad.
That's crazy, bro. So it was. I was about like maybe 20, 21, right? I really wanted to go to a zoo, but at that same time, I started having that realization.
Yeah.
Of what they were.
Yeah.
And it was probably the Blackfish movie. Remember that bullshit? I mean, it ain't bullshit.
It's a phenomenal
but
movie.
It ruined my my innocence.
I went to
you feel me?
SeaWorld a
That's
long
fucked
time
up.
ago, and I went once, and I think I don't know if my parents noticed that it was fucked up there, but like we never went back, and like, yeah, dude, like that movie is like that shit bankrupted SeaWorld. I think they closed SeaWorld,
That shit fucked up.
but there's still like obviously like there's like where is Shed's Aquarium? Is that in Myrtle Beach or is that in Florida?
Somebody click the yes button if it's in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah,
But,
the thumbs up. Thumbs down if it's in Florida. We're gonna get a bunch of thumbs down just because we
Myrtle
told them
Beach
to.
is in Florida, right?
It is. Well, no. No, it's not. No.
Where's Myrtle Beach?
Fuck. It's in South Carolina.
Bro?
Yeah.
Bro, I've never. Yeah.
I went there, bro.
I've only
Did I
been
ever
like
tell
a
you
couple states.
about my? So my dad was married to this lady, or not married. They were engaged to a lady whose daughter was a hip hop dancer. Did I ever tell you about that?
No.
So when I was like 10 years old, my dad met this lady. They got engaged or whatever, and she had one daughter, and she was in a hip hop dance group. But she was like 10. Like we were or 9. So I'm like 10, she's like 9. And this is like right around the time I moved to Kalamazoo.
The daughter is 9, not your
Not my dad's fiance, no.
who's a hip hop. Was she the hip hop?
No, the daughter.
Okay,
just
now
the
your story's making sense because at
yeah.
first you're like, yeah.
No. Yeah. So
Okay.
so this is my stepsister at the time.
She's 9 years old.
She wasn't actually my stepsister, but like that was the allure that they had built to make us seem like a family, even though we weren't, because they weren't. But anyway, we would go to these dance competitions. And I'm like, fuck yeah, we're going to Florida, we're going to Myrtle Beach, we're going to Vegas, like we're going to all these places. I'll fucking go. And they're down to take me because they get free plane tickets for however many guests that they bring. And so we go on these trips, and these trips are just the most debaucherous trips for the adults. Like I'm 10 and I can tell this is fucked because I have like a 16-year-old babysitter that's fucking smoking cigarettes in the fucking hotel room.
Like Zola.
And yeah, it was like Zola. And and my dad and his lady would go to the fucking casinos or whatever in Vegas, or go to there were casinos in Myrtle Beach, but they would just go get fucked up and fight and get all mad at each other and whatever. But the craziest thing about it was we'd go to these dance competitions, and like even I as like a 10-year-old, like I had not sexualized anything. I think at that point it wasn't for until I was like 12 or 13 that I had like crushes on girls, even like I'd like liked, was attracted to people. And even then it was like, why are they dancing like that? Why are those 10-year-old girls shaking ass?
That's suggestive.
Terrible, bro. And thinking back, bro, and I'd even like asked my dad like years later, like, yo, dude, you remember when we went to all those fucking dance competitions and shit, like back in the day when you were with old girl? And he'd be like, yep, I remember. And I'd be like, wasn't that shit fucked up? Like that that her mom let her do that shit? And like, like, I mean, obviously there's the argument that's like, that's my adult brain seeing that and thinking it's a sexual thing when it isn't. Because I know a lot of people have explained that it's like, well, this isn't sexual. It's just like there's sexualization has been applied to it through dirty adult people. You know what I'm saying? And even he was kind of like, honestly, like I never really was comfortable with talking about it because I didn't want to seem like I saw it that way. But I definitely like wouldn't like, watch like, the whole fucking thing. Like there's just it wasn't normal. It was a little too weird, and I think it goes beyond, when you're that age, it goes beyond like a feminist thing, like a like a body thing, like because that's the whole idea, like, right, is that the reason that would even perceived as wrong is because people are sexualizing their bodies, and like them doing those dances and not making it about sexualization is them taking that back. But at that age, they don't understand either context, it seems like, you know what I'm saying, to understand like what that is. And like I think those moms and the ladies running those shits are neglecting that. They're not really, they're using that as an excuse, but they're not instilling that in what was going on. And you could tell because of the character of the people that were running these fucking shows. They were not professional fucking people.
Yo, you kind of preachy today, bro.
And so
you getting it on
that's
today.
what I'm saying. So like if you all ever watch Dance Moms, that shit's okay. Like, yeah, they're strict. Yeah, they're out there, but they're not grinding on 14-year-old boys.
That's kind of what was that Paris movie that got banned or taken off?
Cuties.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know enough about it to talk about it intelligently. I guess it was like the
same type of shit was going on.
Okay. But I had heard that was also a situation where they didn't want her shit because she had been outward about certain political things. And then that was basically a shadow op to like make it seem like that's what it is. It's what it is. It's what it is. It's what it is.
Yo, you been on the freaking YouTube rabbit hole, bro?
No, maybe a little bit, but still, it's obvious.
Yeah,
it's obvious that they're trying to demonize this woman for making a movie about kids, like, you know what I'm saying, like expressing themselves, and then people sexualizing it. So like that's why I thought about thinking back to these dancing, like, was it really fucked up? Because even I, thinking back, was like, what is going on? I just think that people should think about those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think like with the Dance Moms thing, it's cool because it's all about the ladies making them like strong, responsible women. They're teaching them to do things over and over and over again and memorizing things, and it's physical, athletic. Well, sure, some if they're not into it, sure. That's
Joe Jackson,
yeah.
Jackson-ish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But if you've got a guy that looks like Tommy Lee that's judging the contest, and these 12-year-old girls are twerking and dancing on 14-year-old boys.
Presented by Steve-O.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or it was like, yeah, and it's in Vegas, and like there are guys outside handing out titty cards.
Oh,
Like,
God.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't seem legit. And plus, when I'm there and having my own opinions on it, even if I am 10, if I see everybody getting fucking drunk as shit after every fucking competition, I'm going to think this isn't a fucking real thing. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I don't even know how the fuck we got to that. That topic. But yeah.
We were talking about water.
Yeah. And fishing.
And, then
And dirty.
Something about, I don't know what the hell.
Dirty
bro.
shit.
Dirty.
But yeah.
That was it.
We started off really deep about
You weird.
a direction in life, and then got into other things. But what's really on everybody's mind right now is Ukraine and Russia.
Oh shit!
This
bro.
is the intro to Ukraine
Did
and
we
Russia
not
for the most
talk
part.
about Ukraine?
We have not talked about it yet. So you want to hear about what I know about it?
Wait, hold on. Give me a second. So look, if you guys don't know, this is what, Friday the 25th?
Yeah, the day after the invasion. Jesus Christ.
This will be dropping what, Sunday?
Yep.
Man, look, man. So I guess this whole thing. So they invaded yesterday. That's all. That's why I'm just giving them the news report.
This is the news report.
2 days prior. So don't listen to this news
Right.
in a couple days. All I've seen so far, sanctions, NATO,
Uh-huh.
oh boy, Uncle Biden sent some like 10,000
Mm-hmm.
troops over there. All I know is Biden doesn't seem like he wants to go to war. But if one of those American troops accidentally gets hurt, that's the only. I mean, I know we have to send troops. We have to send NATO. And I don't think Putin wants a war.
I don't think Putin gives a fuck.
I don't think he wants a war.
I think
He wants Ukraine.
I think he knows. I think
He just wants
so
Ukraine.
I do think that Biden.
And when I say war, I mean world.
World War, right? Not just with Ukraine, because he don't give a fuck about Ukraine.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're right. In terms of World War, he's not really trying to go crazy. But I think, and this is where I'm like worried to see what happens, because I don't believe in some of the things that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
In that, like, they made a whole announcement on Biden saying we're not going to get involved. We're only going to get involved if everyone's behind us. We know people are going to be behind us because we've heard behind closed doors that people are not happy about this, but we are not going to deploy troops. Meanwhile, I have a source, literally, a dude that literally is in the army. But
I just said that. He sent
Yep.
10,000.
And he said 10,000.
No. So I texted you this. I don't think you understood the, it's a difference between military action
Put me on.
and sending troops.
Okay.
I was trying to tell you that yesterday. So, sending troops, we're part of NATO. NATO's there. So, our troops are there.
Mm-hmm.
Military action would be going in and, like...
Boots on the ground.
Yes.
Got you. So I guess that's
NATO
fine.
NATO is just securing.
Then I guess that's why he was choosing to use those words, which is
And
smart.
watching.
I thought he was pussyfooting. I thought he was saying, no, but then having people behind him like, okay, get ready to fucking...
Because that was on the news before you told me that had been on the news. Sent like 10 to... How many? I don't know. I think it was 10,000.
It was like 10 to 15,000.
Yeah.
And that's U.S. military, not just the Army. That's Army, Marine, Navy, Air Force.
Not just...
So that's actually smaller than it's not all, one group sort of thing. So I can totally see that now. But that being said, I do think that, because, I mean, Putin's whole response was, hey, man, if y'all get involved in this shit, I'm coming at y'all. Like, this isn't a I'm asking permission type thing. I'm doing this. Y'all are going to be cool with it. And y'all are going to do whatever y'all do over there while I do this right here. And if anybody intervenes, I'm going to retaliate. And, like, the only way Biden knows, I mean, not Biden, I should say America, not the American people, but like the American government, they're smart. They're not fucking idiots. They know if everybody isn't behind us, they can't do shit. They can't do dick. And that's going to fuck with...
Who? Wait, say that again?
Bro, if The U.S. doesn't
Right.
have the entire United Nations and every country on their
I
side.
thought you meant the citizens of the United States.
No.
Okay,
I was
about to say, huh?
No. If the United States doesn't get every other country in the United Nations and everybody to back them up, we cannot
No,
go.
They're already, but NATO is backing.
All of
NATO
them.
is If NATO is backing, that means all of them sent troops.
Okay.
NATO makes up all the other countries.
Is there a murder going on outside, Bo?
You know what I'm saying?
I heard that scream. Did you hear that scream?
No. There's a scream?
Yeah, I just heard a scream outside. Maybe they're just playing around. But I have just out of Putin's confidence, I just feel like maybe he has more people on his side than we think to believe. Because you wouldn't be that confident.
He got China if necessary. That's it.
And that's raps.
And maybe I don't know their relationship
Nah.
with North Korea.
Maybe. I don't know. We wouldn't know.
If necessary.
We wouldn't know.
See, I got to do my see, look. So I just started. Next week, man, we breaking down Russia.
This is just the intro. This isn't even going to be a full hour. This is going to be the intro to Russia.
We're giving you an hour, 30 minutes next week on Ukraine.
Fire.
Most likely.
Yes.
Because I've been doing my research. I started watching, should I watch Russian documentaries on Russians? Because right now I'm watching British stuff.
I think the British are pretty critical of them. I wouldn't say they're biased.
The West is.
I wouldn't say they're biased.
The whole West is critical.
I would say that you could find some Russian documentaries, but make sure they're not like brought to you by the Russian state.
But they're all like propaganda.
Some of them aren't, though. Some of them are like indie films made by Russians that do not fuck with the Russian government, and they got them out to the States. So that would be stuff to look for. I would try.
Because, I started with Putin, Russia, and the West. It's a BBC 4-parter.
I bet that's interesting.
It came out in 2015. It starts right when he gets in. It doesn't give no background, so it gives you background while they're speaking, but it literally starts the day he's prime minister until the day he becomes the fucking president of Russia, the second president of Russia
Of all time.
Yeah, the second and fourth. But yeah,
4 times. He been president for how long?
So
16
he
years.
was president from 99. That's when dude resigned until
When Lenin resigned?
Forgot his name. Yarkov or Yarjit.
They overthrew Lenin?
No, Lenin was way back.
That was World War II shit.
Yeah, that's way back.
And then he got out after that, right?
I don't know who came after Lenin, but the dude before him was I forget his name. But in 99, he was the prime minister. He came out of nowhere, basically. KGB.
Fuck yeah.
Me?
I mean, fuck no. Goodness, scary.
And he became president. So he was president from 99 to I want to say 07. And then there was another president because there were terms then. There was another president, and he was the prime minister once again. So basically, he was the president again. And that dude was there from 07 to 12. And then he got reelected in 12 and then reelected in 18 recently. And recently changed to where the president doesn't really need term limits. And he's going to run again the next 2 elections. And probably be there till 2036.
And was the decision to not have a 4-term or 2-term limit, was that his decision, or was that the Russian people voted on it type shit?
It ain't no Russian people type decision. What you talking about, bro?
Yeah. I'm just letting the viewers know how that works.
Yeah. But I need to do my research. Though.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you got Trump, who's the only person in the world, the media says, defending fucking Putin. That shit's crazy. I guess he called him a smart man, and he was interesting.
He could be.
But
He's pretty smart.
I
he was run the country
I saw
for
something
2 decades.
They were talking about, this might be deep fucking YouTube conspiracy. They were talking about how he might be on testosterone.
Whoa. Did they say that about Kim Jong?
Because presidents, I mean, shit. Trump was on some uppers. I feel like all these old, Joe Biden probably on something. Once you're old in age like that, and you got to get up at 4 to 5 in the morning to run the, you know what I'm saying?
They've been doing that for so long. They did that back in the day.
gotta
Rasputin
be
would
on
take
something.
doses of arsenic with his breakfast so that he could have built an immunity to it so that no one could poison him.
Because they said, I think in one of the Trump books from people in the White House, he was on some amphetamine. Like most of them are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was on Adderall all the time.
Yeah, something like that.
He was prescribed it, but it's the president. He can be subscribed what the fuck he wants.
Right.
I'm prescribed to Oxycontin, please.
Yeah,
he wouldn't give
and
a shit.
What? He started tweeting at like 5
I wouldn't be surprised if he prescribed Oxycontin. They made it for him.
Crazy.
I need Quaaludes now. Make them for me.
That's fucking crazy. But yeah, people.
I lost my Trump voice.
People saying it's testosterone. He's
been gone too long.
Heard him, so
I know.
like,
I can't do the voice anymore. I keep fucking it up.
Sound like what? Huh?
I don't know.
I don't even know what he sounds.
I can't remember what he sounds like. Every time I think of it, it always sounds like this. But this isn't even him. This is like Adam Sandler or somebody.
Yeah, now it's Little Nicky.
Now it's Little Nicky and Hubie Halloween put together. Yeah, it's not as good.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, man. Do you want to... This is prelude, and then we'll get to it?
Well, what did you say you learned so far?
Oh, about Russia?
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, so I guess, with the Russia-Ukraine situation, to start us off, so I guess they had a dispute back in 2013.
Crimea.
Bingo. And Russia invaded. A lot of people died. Like 200 people died. Like it was a lot of people. It was a big fight. Right. And then it all chilled out. And they were like, okay, we figured it out. Sorry. Oh, it's all good. But, things are different now. Okay, bet. And then over the years since then, I think in like 2016, 2019, in between there was another like dispute between like resources or like, like in and out trades, like what would you call that? Import-export type shit. Uh-huh. And the Ukrainian president severed diplomatic ties with them. He literally himself was like, I'm not fucking with y'all no more. We're not doing what y'all want anymore. Basically saying like to the mob, like, you're not strong-arming me anymore. I'm not doing this. So then the mob came and kicked the fucking door in on their shop and basically just started going sick. So, like, that's basically, like, I went and looked through, like, old articles to try and, like, see, like, what was going on sort of thing. But that's, like, the only, perspective I could gain from it. And it just seems like, I mean, it's the same shit that's been going on in Eastern Europe, in the 90s sort of thing. I'm pretty sure it's the same sort of conflicts, the same sort of issues. It's all megalomaniacal or whatever, imperial, old school shit. We want land and shit. Right. Give us land and shit.
And, bro, actually speaking, I learned something. I don't know if people know this. But this man, Putin, to be able to go in there, because I wonder... Because everybody is saying it's like unlawful or whatever the fuck. Right? Mm-hmm. Like, if there are trials, because I guess he made up a country, South Ukraine.
Putin?
Like, boxed it out. I guess there is a South Ukraine or something.
Putin did that, or the Ukrainian president?
Putin. Oh, like a couple days ago, the day before he went in, was like, South Ukraine is like great, but Ukraine doesn't exist. Basically, you know how like China
they're Taiwan,
which had me thinking, bro, if the Russians get away with this, which I think we're just gonna stand and watch what's gonna happen for a while,
for like the next 2 to 4 years.
And but I think if it works out for Putin, China will try to do this to Taiwan, because it's kind of the same thing. It's like, this is not really a country, because it's my country, basically. That's their thinking. Uh-huh.
I mean, it's funny, though, because these like, strategies in terms of how they're doing it, how they're announcing it, what they're saying it is so much more honest than how we do it. Because, to an extent, the U.S. did the same thing in the Middle East. We want your shit.
Yeah.
We want your oil. Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's bombs here. We got to take care of those. Oh, okay. We pussyfooted because we're pussy, bro. They don't want smoke with Russia.
I think those days are over, though.
Pussyfooting?
No, our like
the honesty,
our war hawkish days. I feel like it's over. Like, we got a Republican Party. Trump was anti-war. You gotta remember that.
He did like bombing, though,
and every president has to bomb.
He bombed Somalia more than Obama did.
That's in the contract. You got to bomb. Yeah. And they got the new drones. You know what I'm saying?
They were droning.
You got to use them. Feel me? I guess. That's their thinking. Not, you don't have to use them.
Yeah.
But what was I saying?
No, Trump didn't want war with Russia.
So like that in turn made it to where, because the Republicans were the war hawks. We had some Democrats that were war hawkish too, but mostly it was like your Dick Cheney's, during the George, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And before that, his dad,
Colin Powell,
Reagan, and Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
But Trump came in and he was kind of an anti-war guy, and they kind of went in line with it, even to this day, because I've been reading articles. It was like everybody in the GOP is against this Russia thing while Trump celebrates Putin or something like that, which is interesting. So it tells me like we're not, but we'll see though in the future, because Biden might, I don't know, he might do something crazy. But
he's like, I don't like bullies.
Exactly. Right.
It's like, okay, fucking
But
asshat.
how we used to be, it looks like those days are gone in both parties, which is kind of good. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. Because God, I just hope nothing happens to any of our soldiers or anybody's soldiers, honestly. I don't know the death toll right now.
Well, last I saw it was 44 people, but it's
Are these
definitely more than
civilians or are
that.
these
These are
soldiers?
civilians.
So no soldiers have been.
They didn't release that number.
So they will.
There are bases and airports and airfields that were bombarded.
And neither will give that, because it's like telling the other
Yup.
how many you have.
Yup.
Now. Yeah.
Exactly. So
They
there's,
bro, Ukraine got people 18 to 60, bro, on reserve coming.
if you're in Ukraine
60?
and you're 18 to 60, you're fighting.
My
Louis is in
God.
Ukraine.
Who?
Louis C.K. is in Ukraine.
With Sean Penn?
He had two.
Why?
He had 2 shows in Kiev scheduled, and he went.
Bro.
Showed up probably 2 days before.
God.
So he's in Ukraine.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No. Sean Penn's there shooting a fucking doc.
Bro, he been there like for a month. He been waiting. He been waiting for this.
Bro.
People said he grifting crazy.
And
but
nobody knows where, like,
did this
nobody's
on El Chapo
talking
too,
to him.
though.
Nobody's heard from him.
Bro, he's making this film. I'm gonna watch the film. But bro, I wonder how long he's been there.
Sean?
Yeah. He been there for a month. He been there for a couple months, bro.
He's got the
Simpson
helmet
heard
on
about
and the
it.
vest. He's seen in the field with a camera.
That's crazy. And I saw a freaking CNN clip. Bro, the Russians freaking let a CNN guy come up. They were at the airport. When they were at the airport,
Mm.
it was a CNN guy. He was like, yeah, these are Russian soldiers right here. They told me I could come over. Like, I guess they wanted, like, propaganda. They wanted to show.
We are just doing nice
Which
things
is
for people of Ukraine. Do not
crazy.
worry about it. U.S. Government, we are doing good
I was
things.
like, what?
Yeah.
But I guess that's happened before. Like,
Did you hear about the ghosts?
Gerard, what's his name? Rivera used to be like in Afghanistan by the
Mhm.
Taliban and shit.
Yeah, but he got murked too, didn't he?
No, he's alive.
Okay.
What's his name? He's on Fox.
Somebody got.
the
Oh yeah,
mustache.
yeah. Never mind. No.
He used
Yeah,
to
fuck
be-
him.
yeah.
But yeah. Did you hear about the ghost? There's a fucking F-16
Man, y'all
fighter
be-
jet.
Hey, y'all better quit acting like this is a fucking TV show, because that's what that whole trending shit was.
Bro, people are. Well,
I don't know what you were about to say.
I am about
it.
to get in something pretty badass, but
It's not.
it's
You shouldn't say that's badass, because you're gonna be your smile gonna turn to a frown.
Here's
if
the
that
thing.
shit gets.
Here's the
blew
thing.
out the
It is.
sky.
It is gonna be sad. It would be sad.
But we can't be treating this like an episodic TV series.
You're right.
Even though all news is
Sure.
these days.
What people need to understand is this is real life, and that
Yeah.
this man, one man, is in one F-16 flying under radar
Look.
and has eliminated like 13 to 18 fighters on the Russian fleet by himself.
Okay.
You have to appreciate that. You have to
Okay.
see that as a man,
Wait
a
until
person
it's over. Just
fighting
wait
for their
until it's
country.
over.
I
At
think-
least wait until it's 25.
I do think the jokes
At least,
the
you know.
jokes can go a little too far
I
where
haven't
people
even seen jokes. I just saw it trending. I was like, it is too early to be celebrating any type of victory, because you're gonna be sad and yelling and crying about something you celebrated when you shouldn't have really celebrated. You should just be, I don't know. We're not over there. That's all I got. I'm not over there. I'm not celebrating anything or doing any of that. I'm seeing, like everybody else, seeing how it turns out, and we'll see the effects it has on us. Like, gas is going up.
I
There's
feel
gonna
like
be a lot of different effects on us, but yeah.
I feel like the Ukrainian people deserve the entire world's respect right now. And I think...
But they not on social media right now.
They
shouldn't be.
They are. They're all over it.
Or they should.
They're one of the biggest parts of it.
Yeah.
And what people are... And this is the thing. There's a caveat to that.
We're going to get fucked. If somebody ever come here and we on our phone freaking pointing... We in Chicago and there's a freaking crater by us. Yo, we fucked.
There are more people who aren't on the internet here though that have like 16 guns in their basement than people that are on Twitter. Yeah, obviously all the fucking social media influencers are gonna die if we get invaded. But like,
I understand. Yes.
I know a lot of people that are gonna be all right.
I understand, and I'm not. Yes, I understand. They need, but I'm just not. I'm treating it as a spectator, like everybody is.
Right.
I'm treating it like that.
Right.
I'm a spectator. Unless you're in there, you're a spectator of it.
Correct.
Unless you know somebody in it.
Correct.
Feel me? Yeah. But yes, I understand. Yes, they do need. Yeah.
Fuck Russia.
This is fucked.
At the end of the day.
This is fucked up.
Fuck Russia. Fuck Putin.
Yeah.
Very, very whack. Prayers up to all the people.
Bro, people listen to podcasts in Russia, bro. Chill, bro.
I mean, I'd hope that they would say. I didn't say fuck the Russian people.
Oh, okay.
But fuck Russia. I mean,
some of the Russian people, though, if you're for this invasion, fuck you.
Yeah, not nice. Get a grip.
There you go.
Yeah. But part 2.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
We're gonna get into it.
Where do you want to start? Because I'm gonna do my homework from a starting point and then get to modern.
If that's your idea, I can just pay attention to what's going on now, and then you can hit me with the supporting facts. I'll tell you something that happened, and then you can tell me whatever you think led to that.
So where should I start?
Oh, I don't know.
What's
should we probably the
Stalin?
80s, bro?
Should we start? No,
Ukraine.
We might want to start in of USSR.
Oh, you mean where should we start?
Yeah.
I was just gonna talk about what was going on now, and then maybe give some details as to what was going on back then. Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna just start with whatever the first Ukraine shit was. Or whenever in '99 when he became president in Russia, to see what he thought of it then, where he, how it led now.
Bet.
But yeah.
Good to know. Viewers, get ready for that.
Are you Russian, Mason?
Yes.
You are for real? No. You have some Russian? Oh. You look Russian. You look East
He's Dutch.
European.
I guarantee you he's
East
Dutch.
European?
I don't know.
You're Dutch, right?
You don't know what your family...
I don't know exactly what.
You don't know where they come from? Your family?
All over, bro.
White Anglo-Saxon
over?
Protestant.
From the white part.
From the regions. Okay. Interesting. But yeah.
What do you think of this Ukraine-Russia situation, Mason?
Pretty crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
It is. He says it's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want me to get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we're actually just ending the episode,
yeah.
so
next week we get into it.
Next week we will be getting into it, so maybe we'll have you as a guest on the next one. Have you do your research.
No, I know some things.
Okay. Yeah, we about to. This week we're about to do our Russian, because I don't know shit about Russia. I don't know what he knows about Russia.
Putin is an aggressor. He's a crazy guy. He's quite the aggressive person.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah. So next week,
Yep.
we're gonna crack this thing.
Yes, we
We
are.
ain't gonna crack nothing. There's no mystery.
No, we're just
It's
gonna.
all right there.
We'll just let all the silly people who listen to this know how serious this is.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry, bro. You said silly too, and
No,
I'm
I didn't mean to.
You funny, bro.
Thanks.
No, but not about Ukraine and Russia.
No,
'cause that's not.
That's not funny.
No.
Yeah.
But okay.
All right. God bless Ukraine.
Thank you guys for listening.
God bless Ukraine.
For real.